Hello softies, and welcome back to my channel. Since I'm still working on the first episode of the new series, I decided to make this video about a ship that I love, the Daisuga. Warning, this video contains material related to sexual abuse, so if it bothers you, I ask you to skip that part. Having said that, I just hope you like it. Enjoy the video. 4:57 p.m. The whole Karasuno team was in the gym for the afternoon training. Everyone was there, except Sugawara. Everyone was worried, because Sugawara was always one of the first to arrive at the afternoon training. Hinata, can you send a message to Sugawara? My phone is dead and I left it at home. Sure, I'll go right away, and come back as soon as he answers me. Hinata went to the club room, and picked up his phone, looking for Sugawara's contact. Private message. Hinata and Sugawara. Suga-san, where are you? We are already in the gym. And it's strange that you aren't here. Oh Hinata, don't worry, I'm on my way. I had some problems at home, but I'm already on the road. Tell Daichi, please. It will be done. See you soon. Smiling face. Hinata, as soon as he got back inside the gym, told everything to Daichi, who decided, with the team, that they would wait another 10 minutes. 5:17 p.m. After 20 minutes, Sugawara hasn't yet arrived at the gym. Everyone was worried, but Daichi decided to start training, while they wait for the boy. Grab the balls and start warming up the serves, while we wait for Sugawara. The captain's tone of voice wasn't as vivid as usual, but the other players silently carried out Daichi's order, realizing that the boy was really worried about his boyfriend. Asahi approached Daichi, who was standing by the front door. Daichi? What's up? Sugawara is coming soon. You know he would never miss a training. Don't be too worried. Do you know what he would tell you if he found out? Daichi gave a slight laugh, looking out the door for the last time, then following Asahi and starting training. "5:49 p.m. Sugawara came running to the gym, with red cheeks, red eyes, and heavy breath. All the eyes of those present turned to him, and they shouted Suga-san to greet him. Sorry, I had other problems on my way, and I had to stay home a little longer. His voice was shaking, most likely from running, and his red cheeks swelled up quickly, trying to catch all his lost breath. Everyone smiled, and the practice resumed soon after. But someone in the gym had noticed that something was wrong with Sugawara. So Hinata approached Nishinoya, noticing how the libero was staring with a strange look at their setter. Noya-san, have you noticed that too? Nishinoya jumped in fear, recovering shortly after. Suga-san has something, but I can't figure out what. Yes Hinata, I noticed that too. He's not as radiant as usual, he looks dull. Do you think something happened to him on his way here? Maybe it has something to do with the problem at home that delayed him. The two looked at each other for a short time, before being called by the boy they were talking about. So, what's so important to talk about? Suga-san, is everything okay? Why are you asking me, Hinata? We were just wondering why you were late. Of course everything is alright. I told you, I had a problem at home, but it's all gone now. Now get back to practice. Sugawara smiled at Hinata and Nishinoya, but they noticed how the setter's smile wasn't as bright as usual. Before returning to practice, Hinata and Nishinoya looked at each other again, understanding each other only with their eyes. They would have asked Daichi. 7:30 p.m. The afternoon training had just finished, and the team was in the locker room, except Sugawara, who stayed in the gym to make an urgent call. When most of the team was gone, Nishinoya called the captain's attention. Daichi, can we ask you a question? What is it, Noya? Daichi-san, do you know what's wrong with Suga-san? At that question, Daichi frowned and crossed his arms over his chest. Why this question? Sugawara is fine. Today at training he was strange, he wasn't as radiant as usual. It seems like something bad has happened to him, and he's hiding it from everyone. Maybe you should talk to him, he tells you everything. Daichi, after those words, realized that the two boys in front of him were right. Sugawara hadn't smiled much during training, and he looked pretty tired. The captain concluded his speech by nodding and closing the door behind him, leaving the keys outside so that Sugawara could lock everything. The way to his home was full of thoughts and questions. What happened to his boyfriend? He hadn't even greeted him with a kiss. Actually, Sugawara hadn't looked at him even once. Why he ignored him during practice? Maybe Sugawara wanted to break up with him, but he didn't have the courage to do it. While the questions constantly filled his head, Daichi had arrived at his house, and, as soon as he entered, he went into his room, throwing himself on the bed, still thinking about Sugawara. "9:12 p.m. After dinner, Daichi grabbed his phone and dialed Sugawara's number, hoping for an answer. It took 4 calls from Daichi to get an answer from his setter. "Daichi, why are you calling me? Did something serious happen?" His voice went panic as Sugawara read Daichi's name on his phone display. "No, nothing happened, babe. I was just wondering if something bad happened to you." "And why?" "I'm great." Sugawara slapped himself on the forehead, because he had begun to stutter at his boyfriend's questions. He fooled himself. "So why are you stuttering?" "Sugar, what's wrong?" Daichi could hear Sugawara's heavy sigh, who, on the other end of the phone, was biting his lower lip, while some tears were streaming down his cheeks. "Babe, please, don't cry. If you want, I come over and talk." "No, I'll tell you here, by phone." On the way to the gym, there was a man following me, muttering something. I increased my pace, and, at a certain point, I felt my leg touched, and I heard that man giggle. Sugawara took a deep breath before continuing, then resumed playing with the sleeves of the sweatshirt that Daichi had given him. "Babe, don't continue if you don't feel like it. Tomorrow we go to dinner." He started making dirty comments about me. Then he took me by the arm and dragged me into a dark alley. He started touching me everywhere and undressing me. I didn't have the strength to do anything. I was just crying, while my body was being used as his pleasure. Sugawara's tears had increased, and his sobs had become louder, so much that they were filling Daichi's room. The dark-haired boy, through the phone, could also sense that his boyfriend was shaking, and, at that moment, he wanted to hug him tightly and reassure him. I felt like I was nothing, and I still feel like I'm nothing. Don't say that, you know it's not true. Instead, it is. I didn't have the strength to do anything or call you. I was afraid you might do something bad to me. You know I would never hurt you. You're too precious for me. I have to go now, see you tomorrow. Daichi was unable to answer in time, because Sugawara had immediately closed the call. The brown-haired boy then grabbed his jacket, put on his shoes, and started running toward Sugawara's house. "9:51 p.m. Daichi had just arrived in front of Sugawara's house, but he couldn't find the courage to ring the bell. Why couldn't he? Was he afraid that Sugawara would reject him or ignore him? Those questions, however, were interrupted by a voice calling him. "Daichi? What are you doing here?" Sugawara had emerged from the side of the house, presumably from the small garden. "I wanted to see my boyfriend, can't I?" Even though it was dark, Daichi could see Sugawara's cheeks tinged with a light red. "Go away, please." "Babe, why? I'm in a horrible state. To me, you are always beautiful. Now, can I get close to you?" Sugawara, keeping his head down, approached the small gate that separated him and his captain, and slowly opened it, allowing the dark-haired boy to get close to him. He didn't know why he was doing it, but Daichi was his boyfriend, and the only thing he needed, in that moment, was him. Daichi then moved his hand from behind his back, handing Sugawara a red rose, and his boyfriend's whole face became the same bright color as the flower petals. "Stop please, you make me feel embarrassed." "Well, then I'm sorry for you, babe." "And why?" Daichi didn't answer the boy's question, but took him by the hand and led him into the small garden of the house, sitting on the ground and inviting Sugawara to sit between his legs. The two raised their heads to the sky to admire the stars, and Daichi rested his chin on his boyfriend's shoulder, thus approaching his ear. Daichi is whispering the verses of the song into Sugawara's ear.
I found a love for me. Well, darling, just dive right in and follow my lead.
What the?
Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet.
Sugawara blushed and lowered his head, smiling.
Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me.
Shh, you knew that, stupid. Daichi laughed softly, then he kissed Sugawara's neck.
Because we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time.
You never gave up, Daichi. And please, don't ever do that.
Darling, just kiss me slow.
And interrupt this moment? Nope. Babe. Sugawara placed his lips on Daichi's lips, kissing him softly.
Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine.
You own all of me. Daichi stopped and stood up, and, holding Sugawara by the hand, forced him to stand up. Then Daichi pulled him into his arms, and began to dance a slow dance.
Baby, I'm dancing in the dark, with you between my arms.
Sugawara, still smiling, rested his head in the hollow of Daichi's neck, as they continued to dance slowly, under the starry sky.
Barefoot on the grass, we're listening to our favorite song.
You are literally singing it, you know.
When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight.
Tell me you're done, please. I don't think I can handle anything else. Daichi placed his hands on Sugawara's cheek, wiping his tears with his thumbs. You deserve this and more, babe. I'm sorry if I don't show you much. That's okay, Daichi. I already know that you love me, and I want you to know.
Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home.
Wait, are you proposing?
I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own.
We already have 10 children. How many more do you want? Well, you're right. They both laughed, trying not to wake anyone in the neighborhood.
We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man.
I'm already yours.
I see my future in your eyes.
Daichi put his index finger under Sugawara's chin, lifting it slightly, making their eyes meet, then placing his lips on those of his boyfriend. The kiss was initially chaste, but soon became a passionate kiss, and Sugawara's hands found themselves wandering under Daichi's shirt. Daichi then picked up Sugawara like a princess, and headed to his bedroom, intent on doing what they both wanted. Are you sure you want to do that? I want to do that only with you, Daichi. Sugawara blushed again, and covered his face with his hands. Please don't. You're more beautiful when you're blushing. Ugh, stop that. Daichi laughed, then he kissed Sugawara's forehead, and placed him on the bed, standing on top of him. I really love you, babe. I love you too. And then they kissed again, while their clothes were taken off with rush, and while they were thrown across the room. And this was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see another type of video, maybe a game or a lyric prank, let me know in the comments. Remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And if you have any questions for me, ask me in the comments. See you next time.